Welcome to Inside the Outside. I'm Gary Kirk.
And I'm Christy Kirk.
So glad you could join us. So, Christy, it is December the 31st. Do you know what that means?
That means it's time to make New Year's resolutions.
Oh, I thought we were going to drink champagne.
Well, yeah, but we've got to have a clear head first to make these goals for next year, right?
Oh, yes. Resolutions are best made sober.
Well, maybe. Because what did the studies say? 40% of Americans make resolutions, but only 8% keep them?
I wonder if there's a correlation to how drunk those 40% were. Or maybe the 8% were sober.
You never know. So I'm part of that 40% who makes resolutions each year. I make an annual plan, not quite as in-depth as yours, because you actually schedule the entire year.
Yes, I've already went through my calendar. I have a schedule of events for all 52 weeks. Now, I don't set myself up for failure by saying I have to do these things. If I don't live up to all 52 weeks of my plan, I'm not going to lose any sleep. But I like to know these things, and I like to plan them based on, what the weather is going to be or what the fish situation might be, what kind of fish are running on the beaches or up in the rivers and streams, that kind of stuff.
Well, they also say that writing it down, or in this case, committing it to a spreadsheet on a computer, really helps you have accountability, and you're more likely to keep those resolutions. But like we said, only 8% of people keep those resolutions. And one of the most popular ones is to exercise more.
Without a doubt. I think everybody always makes some kind of a exercise more, eat healthy. Whenever I was doing a little bit of research for this one, I found out that the top 5 were to eat healthier, get more exercise, to save more money, and to focus on self-care. Now, those all sound wonderful.
That was top 4.
Oh, did I leave out a 5th one?
You did. Read more, ironically.
Read more. I didn't read all the way down the list there. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, most of them, though, kind of fall into this self-help, physical fitness, dietary sort of umbrella. And that's, on one hand, it's kind of cliche. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna eat better. I'm going to move more. But I think that's why the biggest majority of people fail, because they pick these generic kind of resolutions, but there's no hard and fast accountability for them.
Yeah, and I think it's because they're generic. They're too broad.
Without a doubt.
They're like that term paper you had to write in college, and you'd get your topic turned back because it was too broad. You can't eat healthier. What does that even mean? You have to have a goal that's measurable in order to have success. That's what I think.
No, I totally agree. Because, eat healthier. I already eat healthier than your average possum or raccoon that comes around in the backyard. At least most of the time.
I'm glad you qualified that. Because my mouth was hanging open as you said those words. But yeah, you do have to qualify it. You do have to be able to measure it. And it needs to be incremental and not all or nothing.
You also can't, as I was saying earlier about my whole 52-week plan, I don't set myself up to say, oh my God, if I missed one of those weeks or more than one of those weeks, I didn't fail. And I think that's where a lot of people fall off the wagon is they make this resolution, and then if they, end up going out for a Big Mac, they're like, oh, well, just throw the towel in. It's over. I failed.
Yes, and then, of course, you open the door to eat 12 Big Macs after that.
Exactly.
At least that's what...
Chase it down with a big sweet tea.
That's how it works for me. But, it's so easy to make it an all or nothing situation. And that's why I think a lot of people do fail with resolutions. And because they're just generic and we're not committed to them. And I think we almost feel like we have to make I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to exercise more resolution because we're bombarded with it on commercials and videos and magazine articles, and everywhere you look right now, it's 10 ways to get easier in 10 ways.
I want that. I'm down with that. That's my resolution.
10 ways to get thinner in 2019. The 5 foods you need to eat to burn fat. It's everywhere.
Have you ever had a year when you didn't make some type of a resolution to do better with either dietary or physical fitness things?
Since I've been making resolutions, probably not.
No, I always have some form of that. And I'll be honest, by the end of the year, I usually don't know whether I achieved it or not. And usually I'm going to say probably not, because I just kind of lose track of it and say, you know what, I don't care. But the big key there is I've never set up any form of accountability for this. I've never set up like parameters that have to be achieved so that I can measure success.
Yeah. And I've been going 5 days a week to my gym for 2.5 years now. And that came out of a resolution, but it's not wholly attributable to a resolution. It's because I finally found a place that I wanted to go and felt like I made progress and I could achieve things there.
Right. And how could you possibly make any kind of a physical fitness resolution that's going to top 5 days a week at the gym? I mean, I could go 1 day a week and I'm already killing it.
Yeah. And I'm going 5. So that can't be mine this year, right? It has to be different, and it is different. But I think what made that resolution successful was that I stopped looking for the quick fix. When I found this gym, it was, you know what, I'm investing in this for the long term. And that's what I've done. And it stopped being oh wait, I'm tired today, I'll just go tomorrow. It became a habit. And that leads us into what we want to do for 2019, because being outside is something that means a lot to both of us. However, in 2018, let's just say it, 2018 was a crappy year. And
it was a tough one.
It was a tough year, and we didn't get outside nearly as much as we would have liked. And the long hikes that we like to do, we didn't get any of those. We didn't do
any of them. We always do a couple distance hikes ever since we started backpacking, and we didn't do a single one. It seemed like life always got in the way, and part of, that is allowing ourselves to say, oh, we'll do it next weekend, or let's look at that for next month or something like that. And then the next thing you know, 2018's over. So in this upcoming year, we want to challenge ourselves to do better. I'm not going to make a resolution that says I'm not going to eat fast food, or I'm not going to drink beer, or any of these other things that I know I can't achieve. But I am going to commit.
You can achieve both of those, but
No, my willpower is too low, so I'm going to go ahead and admit that I'm not capable of doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, I love a Big Mac washed down with a nice cold beer. Not going to lie. Pretty good. Pizza, oh my God, give me a slice of pizza and a nice cold beer. Maybe there's a pattern here, I don't know, but everything goes good with a nice cold beer. Anyway, though, at the end of 2018, we sort of took stock of everything, and, we've committed that we're going to get off of our butts and spend some more time on the trail. We would love it if we could get you to join us. We are going to commit and challenge ourselves to clock 365 miles in 365 days starting tomorrow.
And we decided 365 because this time last year we were making our plans for 2018. And what was our goal? We had some crazy goal. Wasn't it like 500 or 600 miles in 2018?
Again, that's the problem with my resolutions. I don't even remember what we committed to. I remember it was going to be hundreds of miles, and we were going to, climb the tallest peaks and whatever.
Every other weekend we were going to get in at least 10 miles. We had figured that up. And anyway, it didn't happen because every other weekend to get in 10 miles, was a bit ambitious for our lives. So we thought 365 days, that's 1 mile a day, and not 1 mile walking, from the parking lot into work.
Or taking the dog out for her, business runs.
No, really 1 mile a day, enjoying being outdoors in some capacity. Now, that could be a 1 mile walk around your neighborhood.
Without a doubt. It needs to be one of those that you wouldn't normally do. Like you said, you've got to get out of your car to go to work. You've got to take the dog out to do its business, or, whatever these normal have-tos, they don't count. But we want to commit to being able to get up and move around, whether it is that 1 mile walk or run through the neighborhood, or whether it's one of those distance hikes that takes you 10, 20, 30 miles, whatever it might be, out into the wilderness. We just want to be able able to get up. Now, for ourselves, we're going to include things like canoeing or kayaking, or we've got a few foot races planned for this upcoming year. And yeah, that's right. You heard me say foot races, and I'm going to be in them. All last year, 2018, I picked on Christy about she was always running, and I might be running for the beer cooler. That was about it. Now I'm actually going to commit to doing some of these foot races with her.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And I'm excited because you're acting as if 2018 was the year you didn't run with me. You didn't run 2017 or 16 either.
Well, let's not get into the past. I mean, this is not a history podcast.
Exactly.
This is a in the now podcast.
So I'm excited that you're going to be running. And, I regularly get, even if it's not a running day, I get a mile in because I walk with some of my friends after the gym. But on weekends, I'll be challenged to get that time in if it's not running time. And it challenges us both to get into the woods and do some hiking. And I hope it works out like my Goodreads reading challenge last year. I had challenged myself to read 52 books in the year. Now, I'm a voracious reader, so 52 was just, it turned out to be a small goal. And I went far beyond it and then stopped even monitoring because I had gone so far beyond that goal. But I hope that's what happens this year too, that by October, we're like 365.
Oh yeah. I'd love to be able to break that mileage. But 1 mile a day on one hand sounds pretty darn easy. But at the same time, we've already seen in 2018, life gets in the way sometimes and it's hard to stick to that. So I'm totally confident that there's going to be times when I'm like, oh God, I've got to get out there and make some mileage up. That's also going to put pressure on us to hopefully get out there and do some of these distance hikes like we had wanted to. I know in the fall, that's always one that we really enjoyed doing. And last year totally missed out on it. I love the idea of being able to get out there and being on some tall mountain away from everything and being able to look down on all that beautiful leaf foliage. So again, we'd love to have you join us. We're going to start posting our progress on social media for Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag 365 miles, 365 miles. We'd love for you to join us and post your progress, post any pics that you have. Just use that hashtag 365 miles. You can tag us Inside the Outside Show.
Yeah, and this is kind of an easy, I don't want to say easy, but this is an easier goal to set up for the year because it's 1 mile a day. Mm-hmm. So that seems manageable.
And you choose the activity. It's, like we said, getting 10 miles in on a bicycle is nowhere near as challenging as getting 10 miles in hiking on a trail, for instance.
Right.
But you pick it, whatever it is for you. The whole thing is about getting up off your butt and getting out and moving around in the world, preferably out in nature.
Yeah. These are outside miles, not treadmill miles. Treadmill miles are not going to count for this challenge.
Agreed. We didn't actually talk that out, but no, I agree. No treadmill miles.
Rowing machine miles. This has to be outside. These are nature miles.
Yeah, you can't get these miles in the gym.
We're looking forward to it. It's measurable, it's achievable, and checks a couple of different resolution boxes because it helps with the get active, exercise more. It also helps with a lot of people deal with stress, meditate, those sorts of resolutions because we all live really stressful lives, and just being active outdoors can really help with the stress levels. And so I think it helps there too. And the goal doesn't always work for me, is that if I'm running or I'm walking outside and doing a lot of mileage, that I'll eat better. So hopefully it'll help us all be a little healthier too.
Yeah, and another thing, in addition to the mileage challenge, we're going to be challenging ourselves to go to more locations for these various activities. So we'd love to hear from you to help us make our 2019 bucket list. Yes. Tell us some of your go-to places for hiking or backpacking, and let us know if there's any group outings or anything like that you know about that we should attend. We'd love to hear from you. Look for us on Facebook and Instagram at Inside the Outside Show, and you can also visit our website at InsideTheOutsideShow.com.
Until next time, we are looking forward to seeing all of your great snaps outside as you tackle hashtag 365 miles.
Happy New Year, everyone.